purpose leader. Is this your dominant leadership style? Over the past 3 weeks, we've been exploring the 3 types of leader: the performance leader, the well-being leader, and in this video, we're going to be diving into what is, without doubt, my dominant style, the purpose leader. Hi, I'm 𝗨𝗏𝗿 𝗟𝗏𝗿, the founder of Pop and the Ultimate Offsites. In the last 5 years, coaching hundreds of leaders, I started to notice that there were some distinct patterns. One day it hit me. There were 3 really common behaviors or patterns of strengths and challenges that kept popping up. Whilst we're all unique, each of us has a unique combination of 3 types of leadership style. These drive our behaviors. Now, if you've not watched the previous episode, this episode right here, then I highly recommend starting there. This is where we talk about the 3 types of leader and why it's so blooming important to understand who you are as a leader. Today, we're going to be talking about purpose. Perhaps you've discovered you're the purpose leader, or that was your dominant style, or perhaps that's the style that you're looking to evolve your leadership in. Well, whatever brought you here, if you want to be a better leader, you're going to want to stick around for this. So, should we dive in? Okay, so the purpose leader. It might be that you've already taken the quiz and you worked out that this is your dominant type, or potentially it was the performance leader, or it was the well-being leader. If you haven't already done it, take 2 minutes right now to take the quiz and find out if this is your dominant style. What we're going to be leaning into in this video is the purpose leader. So a purpose leader might sound a little bit like this. This is from Simon Sinek. Average leaders give people something to work on. Great leaders give people something to work for. If the purpose leader is your dominant style, it's likely that you focus on people, purpose. Possibly you're a visionary and you're bringing some sort of vision to life. It might also be that you prioritize relationships and contribution above everything in your life. As we saw, purpose leaders can be visionaries. They tend to inspire people, bring them on a journey. They look to contribute beyond themselves, make a difference beyond just thinking about number one. And they put people first. This shows up in how they prioritize. So they prioritize relationships, people, contribution, giving back. And contribution doesn't necessarily mean, charitable giving, but helping someone, helping others. It could be that they prioritize purpose. Comes in the name, but their vision, their mission, they might be highly involved in the community, be that at work or outside of work, and they can be a really positive cultural impact. Some of the downsides or weaknesses that can come through being a purpose leader or having this as a dominant style can be impatience. Now, this is very familiar for me. It can be that we choose to fight too many battles. We are trying to make such a difference that we take on too much. It can be that we are so focused on prioritizing and caring for other people that we fail to put ourselves first. And it can be that we can be overly generous. Some of the fears that drive this behavior is wasting time. It's not making a difference, or having wasted our life in some way or wasted time in some way. Or it can be that we've not put loved ones first or others first. We've been putting ourselves first and we worry about being selfish in some way. Some examples of brands and individuals who, for me, exemplify purpose leadership are brands like Dove or Thank You in Australia, Tom's, which has an ethos of buy one, give one, or Patagonia. Some examples of people who, for me, exemplify the purpose leader are Sara Blakely. So you might not have heard of Sara Blakely. She is the billionaire founder of a company called Spanx. Now, I could spend a whole video on talking about Sara and her purpose leadership. An example of what she did for her team when she sold off the majority of her business was to reward them all with a flight to anywhere in the world with a +1, with a travel allowance to say thank you. Other examples are Jacinta Ardern, Simon Sinek. Now, as I've talked this through, how much of that sounded like you? As I've said in previous videos where we've talked about some of the other types of leader, if you haven't had a chance to watch them already, we will link them. We've been doing a bit of a series, and this is the last video in that series. The point is that none of us are just one type, nor are we fixed to being one type. Performance leadership used to be my number one. Purpose leadership is now my number one. But how much of what I've just talked about did sound like you? It could be that you've already taken the quiz and that came up 1-1, but actually when I've talked it through, you're like, I know better. You probably do. It also can hint to a desire for evolution. See, none of us are fixed in one style of leadership. We get to evolve. For me, I'm evolving into my well-being leadership, which if you've watched all of these videos, I've talked a little bit about. And that shape can evolve dramatically, like switching from performance being your number one to purpose being your number one, which is my experience, was my experience. Or it can be more subtle, where you just want to expand. It might be that after watching this video, you're thinking, actually, I want to expand my purpose leadership more. Or actually, I want to reprioritize and lean less in some of the purpose leadership pitfalls. It might be that instead you've identified some of the pitfalls of purpose leadership in your own style. Perhaps you've been giving too much, overly focused on other people, and actually you want to lean in more into your well-being leadership, like I do, and to care more and give back to yourself. Or it might be that you want to care less what other people think. This gets to evolve. My invitation for you, after you've explored this and understood a bit more about the other types, is really to think about, well, what does your evolution get to be? Now, if you haven't already, I'd highly recommend understanding all the 3 types, because that awareness will enable you to consciously say, right, that's the area I get to prioritize. That's the area that my team needs me to step in. That's the area that my family needs me to elevate my leadership in. Hope you found this video series helpful. If you have, my request, please like, share, subscribe. I know people say this over and over, but you have no idea how much this helps a growing channel. So thank you very much in advance for your attention, for your focus. I'd love to hear in the comments, which of these is your dominant style? What have you taken away from this video? And I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.